Tyler, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. We're choosing to be single. We are. We live it here. You know, 52% of American women adult American women are single. 52%. That is crazy. And it is not because we cannot find you. You guys are literally in our DMs every single day, constantly chasing us and harassing us. It's not because we can't find you. Okay, it's because we don't want you. There's actually so much research as to why women are just choosing to be single these days. Like, I mean, I could go into a whole docuseries about this, but women used to have men for financial security and shelter and protection and even basic rights. And then men went left and started making us have our own careers, raise the children essentially by ourselves, take care of the household alone, leave our feminine energy behind. We can't even get a dinner. We have to split it 50-50. So essentially you want us to be the man, but you also want us to like be your mom, your maid, your emotional caregiver, and put out for you. I'm okay, Tyler. It's no longer an insult for a woman to be single. And the reason y'all don't like standards is because that means you'll have to level up.
Ma'am, the reason why you're single is because no man with self-respect wants to deal with you. This has to be one of the hardest copes I've seen from a woman in a while. You know, we recently covered a video where a woman was saying that men were fumbling her, okay? And this is just what we see all the time these days from these modern women. They're loud, they're yelling, they're entitled, they expect you to pay for everything. And then all of a sudden, how old is this woman? How old did it say she was? She's 37 and she's still single. No wonder she's single, guys. She's yelling in a TikTok video when replying to a comment. Crazy. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, I actually have a few video clips from this one woman in particular, which is just absolutely hilarious. So check this out. We've got this woman who is 37 and single, as the video previous said. And she says she's just done, right? She can't date men. It's too hard. Now, mind you, there are a bunch of videos on her page that are like complaining about the dating situation, right? And about how men are just talking to multiple women at once. So bear that in mind as we go through these. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's take a listen.
I think what men are failing to realize these days is that women are just tired. Like, we're legitimately just tired from having to be both the man and the woman. We are now, 90% of women are carrying jobs. I don't know a lot of stay-at-home moms anymore. I feel like the economy is so bad that women are having to carry jobs just to make ends meet. So not only are we doing that, but we're also mom and, you know, and dad most of the time, and carrying the weight of a house and paying all the bills. So my husband worked off when I was married. I was married for 11 years, and I literally did everything alone.
Okay, so the story gets even worse. I'm just now learning this as well. So this woman was married for 11 years and probably divorced this guy. And now she's a single mother. It sounds like she got the house, and she also probably picked up the mortgage as well. And I love when women make videos like this, guys, because it's so funny to me, right? They'll complain about working a job. I thought this is what women wanted. You know, women wanted to be strong and independent, guys. Like, I thought they wanted to. In fact, there was another video. I thought I got it off her page, but I mustn't have picked it up. I'll ask my editor to put it in now, okay, where she's like dancing, saying that she's strong and independent. Editor, if you can just roll that clip right now. So as you can see, right, she's dancing, she's strong and independent. I thought this is what women wanted, man. But it's funny because you give them this strength, you give them this independence, the ability to do what they want, and then they just cry and complain about it. You know, I thought you wanted to be the man. I thought you wanted to be masculine, right? Because you thought that being feminine was weak. Okay? Like, these women actively thought that being feminine was a bad thing. And now they're complaining when they have to be masculine. And also, by the way, nobody's actually forcing these women to be masculine, okay? Like, yes, you have to work a job, but you could be pleasant. You know, you could do it with a smile. You could do it with some degree of femininity, but you just don't. Like, the women love to blame everybody. That's like me, guys, blaming society. Like, that's like me going outside wearing a dress and then blaming society because I'm wearing a dress outside. You know, oh, society conditions men to be feminine, which it does, by the way. But like at the end of the day, if I'm the one that's stupid enough to go outside wearing a dress, why are we do you see the disconnect here, guys? Do you know what I mean? I can choose to be masculine, right? I don't have to dress like a woman when I go outside, but these women complain and they say, "Oh, I'm forced to be masculine. I had to pay my own bills." Nobody forced you to be masculine. Okay? You're doing a masculine job, sure, but you're just a masculine person. Let's clear that up, okay?
I was mowing the grass. I was taking care of the kids full time. I was doing all the pickups and the drop offs and running a business and doctor visits and extracurricular. And like, I literally did everything alone. And I think that women are so exhausted from being both. And I'm not speaking for all women, but a lot of women these days are not sitting in their feminine energy because they're not allowed to. There's no space for that. Like,
yeah, so first of all, that's a cope. Second of all, I don't think this woman's a widow. I think she left her husband. So if you don't want to be doing the man's job, I don't know, you know what a good start to that might be? Not leaving your man, right? Now, chances are women typically these days are still going to have to work just because the economy is so screwed, and typically it requires 2 jobs to support a household. I get that. But if you're looking to be provided for to some degree, probably not a wise idea to ditch your man after an 11-year marriage. Now, I'm not a marriage counselor, okay? I'm not one of these people. I'm not a marriage therapist or whatever the hell. But that's just my perspective on the matter. If you want to get provided for, maybe don't abandon your family and your man. And statistically, by the way, that's what the women are doing. People say, "Oh, men are the ones leaving." No, actually, statistically, it's if a marriage dissipates, typically it's because the woman left. Statistically speaking.
There's no way for a woman to be sitting in her feminine energy, but also carrying the weight of a household and a job and raising the kids and paying the bills and then also being a wife and being responsible for another human being. It's just like the plate is already full. So men are like mad that like we don't have the space for them, and we think it's like, oh, we're man haters, or we're decreasing the birth rate and all this kind of stuff. Maybe, just maybe, if women didn't have to carry such a heavy weight, they would have time to be a wife.
This is why men don't want to marry these women, by the way, guys. Like, you already know, this is the type of woman, it doesn't matter if you're a multi-millionaire and you provide everything, she will still find an issue with you. Like, go out there and ask men. There are plenty of wealthy men who get ditched by women, and women will say, "Oh, that's because you're not meeting our They'll come up with some bullcrap, all right, about why they left. Typically, it's just because they could get cash and prizes, or they thought they could when they left the man. That's why they ended up leaving. But there are plenty of men out there who provide, who protect, who are good men, excuse me, who still believe in chivalry. And these men get treated like crap, by the way. So how do we exactly reconcile that? Oh, any woman, let me just sum this up, okay, guys? If you have to make a woman feminine, there is no point in being with that woman in the first place. Imagine if women had to make men masculine. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, in order for you to make your man stop wearing high heels out to dinner, you have to make sure you're on top of cooking meals every day and looking after the kids. Right? Imagine if that were the deal. Women would look at you like you were crazy, and yet they expect us to make them not masculine, like as if it's men's responsibility to make you feminine. That's not how that works. It's not a woman's responsibility to make me masculine as a man. That's stupid. Do you know what I mean, guys? Oh, my masculinity is contingent on whether or not women fill this particular role in my life. That is such a stupid way to think. Right, but this is the way these women are thinking. Unless you pay my bills, then I'm not going to be feminine. Okay, have fun being masculine then, working your barista job. Have fun. I don't know a single man, guys, who wants to convince a woman to be feminine. That just sounds outrageous to me.
Wife. Maybe they would have the space to be emotionally available for their husbands. So I don't have time for a man. I think a lot of women are feeling the same way. It's the last thing on the totem pole if you were to rank what's important. Just saying.
Yeah, really, really intelligent video coming out from this woman. Let's jump into the next one. They just get more ridiculous, right? There was so many on this woman's page. that I could have pulled up, guys. Like, there are a whole bunch of these, okay? Like, I'm going to be showing you guys maybe 3 to 4 videos. That's probably as much as I can tolerate. But rest assured, there was plenty of these videos on this woman's page. Again, 37-year-old woman, divorced from 11-year marriage. Sounds like she's a single mother as well. Craziness. Let's jump into this one.
Since y'all loved my first one so much and it just pissed all of you off, here is part 2 of things I will not accept from a man. If you ask me for my Snapchat, we are pushing 40. Do not ask me for my Snapchat. The simple fact that you even have Snapchat is a red flag.
I mean, it sounds to me like this woman has Snapchat. And by the way, guys, again, women always have these issues just if they don't find you attractive, right? Like, if a highly attractive man asks her for a Snapchat, in a hypothetical world where where she actually doesn't have it, she'd probably download it for the guy. Like, can we be a little bit honest when we make these videos, man? All of these like rules and hoops and crap that women make up for men, it just applies to the men that they don't find physically attractive.
Snapchat is a red flag. Men who refer to every single ex-girlfriend or ex-wife that they've ever had as crazy. You are the common denominator, sir, and probably the problem.
I've never heard a woman get offended by this who wasn't crazy. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on.
Speaking of social media, if your name is under the likes of every single girl that I see on social media, it's immediately a no. Men who post a gym selfie every single day. Sorry, we saw it yesterday, and 25 days before that, we get it. Men who...
maybe that's something I've got to start doing. Like, get these women away from me. Maybe I should just start posting a gym selfie every single day. Whenever women, again, they make lists like this, all that it's doing is just advertising what men should do to keep you away from them. I've never had a desire to post a gym selfie every single day for like an entire month consecutively. But now that I know that it repels this woman, maybe I should start doing that. Are we taking notes, gentlemen? It's just crazy to me that women wake up and make videos like this and think that anyone gives a damn. Do you know what I mean? Here are all of the things that I require from a man. Can you imagine if dudes made videos like this? Like, I swear, there'd be people in the comments who would be like, "Man, get a job." You know what I mean? Like, they would roast him. But if a man made like a 5-minute video talking about this crap, I swear people would just be roasting his ass, which they do, mind you. And by the way, men typically have way more realistic standards whenever they make lists. Like, men's lists consist of, okay, I just want her to be nice, and I want her to not be a 304, and she can't eat too much McDonald's. And like, women will just lose their marbles if they hear crap like that.
Who rev their pipes or screech their tires. Are you that desperate for attention? If I come to your house and you don't have a headboard, men who have commitment issues, but they've been wearing the same wardrobe since freshman year of college.
Oh, wow. We're turned off by men who have commitment issues. Again, guys, I thought this was a woman who wanted to be single. Why are we even making this list in the first place, right? Why are we complaining about men having commitment issues if you weren't trying to get commitment from men in the first place? Really makes you think, hey.
Any man who argues in a comment section. A man who asks me what I'm bringing to the table. Sir, do you even own a table? Come on, most of y'all don't. When a man acts like because he pays child support, he is a top-notch father. This is a new one, and it's going to clear out every man my age. But if you have a tribal tattoo, I'm not talking to you. Probably have hair plugs, a beer gut, and a bad attitude to go with it, and you probably think that any woman over 30 is expired.
Spoken like an expired woman. Holy hell. Okay, so you can tell, guys, she's pissed. She's masculine. She also let slip there that I think the ex-husband is probably paying her divorce money. Like, these are just some guesses I've made so far, but 37-year-old woman who's divorced her husband, who's receiving child support, and I think she kind of inherited the mortgage from the man. So she probably got the equity in the house, but now she's also responsible for the mortgage. And of course, she doesn't like the man who's paying child support. I don't think any of these women deserve child support at all, guys. Let's be real. The money is not, first of all, the money is not going towards the child. When men are out here paying these women, it's going towards getting their nails done. Wow, as if on cue, this woman has her nails done. What a surprise. You know what I mean? Like, this money is not going towards the child. That's first of all. Second of all, if you can't financially provide for the child, maybe you shouldn't have it. And third of all, these women are oftentimes filing for divorces under irreconcilable differences, so they don't even have a damn reason. Like, get the hell out of here. Let's jump into the next video here. I can't even remember what this one is. Let's pull it up.
All right, if you
Goodness me. How to detach. No, this is a different woman. Excuse me. I get them all mixed up, guys. They're completely horrible. Let's jump back into this one, which we played in the intro. Okay, this was the one we played first. So she got triggered by this comment, and the comment says his name's Tyler. And why also, by the way, guys, why do so many people in my YouTube comments, they try and write Taylor, but they write Tyler? I think it's the funniest stuff ever. I've been called Tyler more than I've been called Taylor, I swear. Anyway, Tyler here says 37 and single, attempting to set any standard is wild. So you already know she saw this comment and she got pissed off. So let's jump into this one.
Tyler, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. We're choosing to be single.
Again, she kind of proves that she's not choosing to be single because, again, she's making that list that we viewed a second ago. And one of the things on her list was literally her complaining about men who have commitment issues. So again, if you're, purposefully single, why are you complaining about, men having commitment issues? I've never heard any of like these men who have gone their own way complain about women having commitment issues. You know why? Because they don't care. That's the difference, right? Whenever men talk about having gone their own way or living their life on their own terms without women and so on, you will never hear these men say, wow, all of these women just have commitment issues. Because they don't care. You see the difference?
We live it here. 52% of American women adult American women are single.
Not surprised.
52%, that is crazy. And it is not because we cannot find you.
Yeah, maybe it's because you're yelling so much and you have fake lips and fake teeth. Pretty sure these are fake teeth anyway and fake lip. I'm not an expert on like all of these body modifications, guys, but like when you look at these women, so much of what they're presenting to you is not real. I don't think this woman's lips are real. I don't think her teeth are real. Her skin isn't real, obviously, because we have so much makeup on. The eyebrows, I don't know. The eyebrows are definitely modified to some degree. I mean, the hair is not even her natural hair color. You can see, guys, the roots of her hair. She's actually a dark-haired woman, it looks like, naturally. So, like, nothing about this woman is authentic. We have been presented with nothing authentic whatsoever. And we're talking about why women are single. Yeah, it's totally because they choose to be. Yeah.
It is not because we cannot find you. You guys are literally in our DMs every single day, constantly chasing us and harassing us. It's not because we can't find you. Okay, it's because we don't want you. There's actually so much research as to why women are just choosing to be single these days. Like, I mean, I could go into a whole docuseries about this, but women used to have men for financial security and shelter and protection and even basic rights.
Yeah, I wonder what rights those were, by the way. What rights to vote, by the way, which typically came with being conscripted. But of course, these women don't understand that. Whenever these women bring up this argument, it's always like, oh, we only needed men for a bank account. It's like, okay, go and make your money then, right? Oh, that's right. You were complaining about it in the video that we just covered. Oh, you have to be masculine now. You have to work a job. Yeah, I thought that's what you wanted. You're choosing to be single, right? In your own words, you're choosing to be masculine because you have to work your ass off now. Have fun with that. So what's the issue? You know what I mean, guys? It's videos like this are so funny, man. Like when women have to actually work their own jobs and they get pissed off about it. Like there are so many women who could, even in today's economy, they can find some provider guy who would take them seriously, but they just ditch his ass anyway. Like this dude was married to this woman for 11 years, man. 11 years down like imagine marrying a woman, caring about her deeply, providing for her to the extent that you can or that your career allows or whatever. And then after 11 years, she's just like, yeah, this isn't enough. And she just bounces and then takes child support, probably alimony and the house from you. You know what I mean? Holy hell, this is ridiculous.
And protection and even basic rights. And then they went left and started making us have our own careers, raise the children essentially by ourselves, take care of the household alone, leave our feminine energy behind.
You chose to do all of this. You were the one who said, I'm strong and independent. I can do it by myself. I can raise the kids by myself. Editor, can we just pull up that video one more time? Can we just play that video one more time of the woman actually going around dancing. Like, I mean, come on, this is exactly what you wanted. I think we're just going to leave today's video there, guys. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. I can't tolerate it anymore. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.